Yankees Files podcast. We are back. I'm Will Harris. You're Steve Trout. And the rest of you are fans of a team that's had a rough week, to be generous. When you, the listeners, last saw and heard us, we were celebrating Kyle Gibson's demise. And since then, the Yankees have not played very good baseball. Anyway, Steve, before we get into all the injuries and poor play and everything else that's happened in the last few days, how are you doing?
Great. Just killing it. Yeah.
You sound like you're doing really well.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
No. I mean, it sucks. This is kind of what I've been saying almost every podcast so far, because like the team had been good, but you feel like they should have been better. This is exactly the kind of stretch where losing all of those dumb games, those close games that they really should have won, where they played better than their opponent, hurt. Because now things are bad. They had 4 more wins right now. Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's a shit week.
Yeah.
You move on. You know what I mean? But compounding the fact that now there are injuries and you didn't milk your good play for as many wins as you should have. Now things kind of look iffy with injuries and continued existential questions about who the heck starts games for us. It's concerning. I think there's some legitimate concerns. Thankfully, the rest of the AL still sucks. So, in terms of that, I don't know, but not great. How are you?
I don't know what I could say that you didn't already say, Steve. That was comprehensive, I would say. I think we should begin with the injury-sized elephant in the room. First of all, your Jazz I know my body tweet was funny. When he was like, yeah, I'll be back immediately. And then it was 4 to 6 weeks or whatever.
When I heard that, I knew for a fact he was going to be out for a while. Like this man isn't Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole knows. He knew he was done.
Yep. And you've said this, like, people weren't talking about it because it hadn't happened to him as a Yankee, but Jazz gets hurt.
Yeah.
More than a little bit.
Yeah. Last year was kind of the anomaly that he stayed healthy for most of the year. That's really the only time he's ever done that.
And it's weird when you consider that. It's weird that the Yankees approached the infield the way they did. I mean, I'm sure they had an understanding that Jazz wasn't going to play 150 games this year. So
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Because he hasn't played a ton in general, so you could chalk it up to, bad luck or fluky, whatever. And he was healthy all last year, and maybe I don't know. There are ways the whole way they approached a lot of that stuff was weird. I mean, there's a lot of things that they didn't get that they could have used. So,
I mean, isn't there really just one thing? It's just one infielder, right?
I guess an infield. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't think we should rewrite history based on a wave of pitching injuries that we never could have possibly.
No. A lot of things wasn't over. I think there was just a very glaring.
There was one really clear thing.
Yes, and they just chose to not go about it and have no real depth there. I mean, Pablo Reyes, I don't ever want to see him play again. Honestly.
It doesn't make sense to me that there wasn't a better quadruple A guy than Pablo Reyes to get. Like that, and maybe whoever the Pablo Reyes alternative would have been just as bad and it would have looked different. But like, if you're going to have a guy who sucks on the team, at least have a guy who sucks that's like fun to root for.
Or has a conceivable skill. I don't know what Pablo Reyes' skill even is. What does he do?
I don't know what he's there for.
What's his thing? It should be hitting lefties, kind of. He's had it, but he hasn't done that. He also is just like in that role, he doesn't play enough to even like know what he's going to be. So he's just going up there playing like once a week, maybe not even really for a lot of the season. So why did you expect him to do anything?
He can't play any of the positions he's advertised to be able to play.
No, he looks terrible at all of them. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. A lot of people were seemingly ho-hum when Jazz got hurt. And I was the one being like, no, this is a big deal. Like, Jazz going down is a big deal.
You can't think of any, I don't know, former Yankee infielders, maybe like hitting really well on a good team in the American League somewhere that signed really, really cheap, really, really short-term contracts that the Yankees obviously should have brought back. Can you?
It's a shame. I still don't know fully why. I mean, I know I do know. I know why they didn't do it, but it's just stupid that they didn't do it. The fact that they did it and didn't do anything else either. I mean, I don't get that one. I just don't get it. I know, again, like I do get it. I get they were organizationally, they were fed up with Glaber. They just weren't going to do it again. But then to just not do anything. I mean, I don't know. Yep. Frustrating right about now. He's playing well in Detroit.
Yeah, it's almost like he's good at baseball.
Has been for a good while.
Yeah.
Really, just if you really look at his career, it's like the short season in 2020 and then 2021. He was not great in 2021. Outside of that, he's been a great player.
He at least has an explanation for that, which is I lost a bunch of weight to try to play shortstop, and then I realized I lost all my power, and then my approach got terrible. And then when they moved me back to second base, I was immediately good again. And like that does, I don't know if that's an after the fact thing by him, but like it does track the narrative of his career. When they tried to make him a full-time shortstop, he was bad. And then every other time he was good.
Yeah. I don't know if the weight thing, I mean, like, cause you can, his approach shift, we don't even need to rehash Glaber here, but you can see how he changed his approach through his career. It was very like
totally.
He, like every season, Glaber had like a stated version of himself he wanted to be, and that's what he was that season. So anyway, no point. I miss him.
And now Anthony Volpe's hurt, which is cool.
Hopefully he's okay. It seems like he's okay. But yeah, that's another one where people are seemingly like, oh, good, we'll get Peraza run now. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
That's Oswald like the quickest way. Is it Yankees Apple who tends to call stuff IQ tests? Like the Volpe Peraza thing is an IQ test, 100%.
It's one of those cases where because they haven't watched him fail yet, that unknown leads him to believe like, well, he could be amazing because we haven't seen it not be amazing yet. It's like, okay. For one, we basically have too. Small sample.
We have, yeah.
He's not good. Like, he's not good in the minor leagues. He's not
played 16 really dope games in 2022, and that's like the whole thing. Yeah.
I mean, you're losing a 3-4 win shortstop. Yeah, maybe you don't like his bat and his bat was continuing to trend even better since the last time we talked. It has is just continued.
He's just been ripping lasers all over the yard.
He actually has. I mean, he's been looking
really cool.
Great. Yeah, like. This is like, I mean, again, I don't know if it's sustainable, but this version of Anthony Volpe is like a 4 to 5 win player.
Yeah, no, there's like some really, you can talk yourself into like some really cool Anthony Volpe stuff with what he's done this year. As we said on the last podcast, like if this is who he is, it's like, oh boy.
Yeah. The walks, the quality of contact he's making, this is the version of Anthony Volpe I was always hoping we would eventually get.
Yeah.
Is what he's doing right now.
And it's so funny how player development works because obviously in the minor leagues, he hit for a higher average, only slightly.
It was at like the low levels
in the high but even in the high minors, like, 2022, the period of 2022 that he spent in AA that everyone is like, fell in love with, where he hit 1 million home runs and stole 1 million bases. Like he was a 250 hitter, but he had a 350 on base and he was walking 11.5% of the time. And like, that looks an awful lot like this Volpe.
The Volpe.
Like what people aren't getting is the version of Volpe that the Yankees sold to us. People love to say that. That is the version of Volpe we've seen this year. So like anyone who's knocking his bat, that 2022 minor league season, he had a 120 WRC plus overall between the two levels. It was 126 in AA. Like this is at any competitive level of baseball, the dream for Anthony Volpe. And I would like people to realize that.
I think people got bamboozled a little bit by, because what is it? The year before that, then 2021, he had like 1,000 OPS at single A or something. And
It
like
was
he looked like a completely elite, ridiculous
between
hitter.
low A and high A,
Yeah,
he almost hit 300, 400, 600.
yeah,
But
which is
like
insane.
that's a level of baseball at which strikes aren't thrown.
No,
So
I get it. Like, yeah, there's no
totally. I
reason
understand
to.
what you're saying. Yeah.
But I think people saw that and thought, oh, this guy is going to be like a huge power hitter, kind of,
Yeah.
like, and I don't know, you take one look at the guy and that's not what he's going to be, man.
No,
Watch
it
him for
doesn't
a
make
few
any
games.
sense.
That's
Yeah.
not what he's going to be. Anthony Volpe is what he does well is he gets the most out of not a lot. He doesn't have,
Yeah.
and that was his calling card as a prospect. He didn't have any elite tools, which is why when he was drafted, that he wasn't on any prospect list initially.
Yeah.
He gets the most out of what he has. Whether it be base stealing, he's not the fastest guy, but he's always had those crazy jumps. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but he makes up for it by doing XYZ with his jumps and his quickness and everything. It's all like his baseball ability, like his ability to pull things out of his ass to be really good.
Which you think those fans would really appreciate that archetype, but no, because they were told he was going to be good, and now he is, and they don't like the way that he's good.
And he's still been, I mean, it depends when you say good. He's not been a good hitter the last 2 years, but he's been a valuable shortstop since he's been in the major leagues. He's been a quality major league player on the whole. So, anyway.
So it will be good to have that quality major league player back in the lineup.
Hopefully
in
he's
such
okay
time as he's available.
And fine. I mean, my thing with lingering injuries disrupting hot streaks.
Yeah.
I don't like it. So hopefully he comes back and he's all right. I couldn't believe he stayed in the game, let alone.
That was really weird.
I kind of wish they hadn't, honestly, but it doesn't matter now. But, I mean, you think with how much pain he was in, it almost looked like I don't care if you feel okay, you're coming out of the game level of thing.
So something that's been the topic of some chatter in our group chat is that the Yankees basically haven't hit in high leverage at all this year.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is a trend that will persist, because that's not how small samples work. But I looked into it. Can you tell me the top 3 hits the Yankees have gotten this year by win probability?
No.
Can you tell me the top hit the Yankees have gotten this year by win probability?
I'm tired. I have no idea. I don't know. Is there some big obvious hit that happened?
It's not fun if you don't guess.
I don't know, man. I'm erasing memories of Yankees games like on the fly these days. I don't. What big? Is it a home run?
No, the second one is a home run. This is a double.
Honestly,
a double with the bases loaded, with the Yankees down 2-1 in the 6th inning of a home game.
No, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It's Jason Dominguez against the Royals.
Oh,
right-handed.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Number 2 is the Ben Rice home run to break the scoreless tie in Detroit.
Number 3
is the Trent Grisham single to tie the game in Pittsburgh that they lost in extra innings.
I remember them all. Actually, I don't remember that last one that much, but the first 2 I certainly remember.
Yeah. It's just funny that like you just really haven't done much in high leverage or just close games at all. And they've not been all that good in close games.
No, they're 3-7 in 1-run games.
Which, like, that also shouldn't last, but...
No, I've heard some interesting criticism, and I haven't dug into it to see how... I mean, there's no way to prove or disprove this specifically, but people saying that because of how platoon-heavy, like, every hitter in our lineup is, seemingly, like, that late in games, teams are able to mix and match their bullpen to carve us up. And that does feel accurate.
There could be truth to that, I suppose.
I think there is, man. I mean, let's look how many left-handed at-bats, or not left-handed, but right-handed at-bats Jason Dominguez has had to take. It's absurd. It's completely ridiculous. And it's a whole separate thing, but like I don't know why the heck they sat him against a righty, started him against a lefty, then sat him against another righty. That was just like rude. That was mean to do to him. But besides that, I do think the lefty thing, we have so many hitters in our lineup that cannot hit left-handed pitching. It's not good.
Yeah,
so
and
we just
people
see
think there's no
games.
place on this team for Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, positionally it's tough, but I mean, you figure something out. I mean, I don't know. Does he even work right if he only plays against lefties or something. I don't even know, but it's a good problem to
I
have
don't
and
know
figure it
either,
out.
but yeah, like I think he will be a welcome addition, if only in that he's an above average hitter and he tends to mash lefties. Like
Yeah.
that's good enough for me at this point.
Ben Rice is struggling a little bit too. So
Do you think you're taking the Ben Rice thing, like how real do you think the Ben Rice injury induced slump is?
oh, I have no idea. The elbow that's what's always annoying to me about these injury type things is you can never know. You could say
Yeah.
maybe it is that. Maybe that's all that did it, or maybe it's just the fact that they're pitching him a lot differently lately.
Because since
Um,
and let's be clear, since being removed from that Rays game, he does have a 113 WRC plus.
yeah. Yes, he does. It's like a
And
750 OPS or
to
something.
your point, it's buoyed by
The two
the
home run game.
multi-homer game.
Yes.
But he also has a 182 BABIP. So like there's some give and take there with
I get it. I would like to see because I don't even know how you break down like his quality of contact over short stretches like that. I'm not statistically savvy enough to pull that out, but like what his you know average exit velocity and everything has looked like since that day.
if you want to just vamp for a little, I can pull that up for you.
Did you say vamp?
Yeah. Just like maybe like you
Like do like freestyle jazz?
do a little monologue
No,
about
I mean the thing.
whatever.
So with Ben Rice, if you're watching how they're pitching him early in the season, and this is more of a like what I've seen, it's more of a vibes thing. I think the data would support this. He mashed inside fastballs like crazy. Last year, he was not good against high velocity inside. So I think the book on him coming into the season was jam him inside with velocity. He starts ripping home runs everywhere, and now they've adjusted, and he's seeing so many more off-speed pitches, and all the fastballs he's seeing are away. And you're starting to see some really bad swings from him. And that doesn't mean he's screwed. It just means he's going to need to have to adjust back. And he has not shown that he's a great hitter of anything off speed at the major league level at this point. So he's going to need to adjust. But
I think that's true. Let's
ironically,
see. So
like I think Trent has
since
maintained. Continue.
yeah, no, Trent's been great
Yeah.
since the Cleveland series. So after that Rays series, 89.3 mile an hour average exit velocity, only a 333 XWO bacon, XWO bond contact. So the quality of contact has not been there to the same extent that it was before. And I'll pull up the before stats as well if you want to continue your monologue about how Ben Rice is completely doomed.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a monologue. But I'm not even watching this inning. Of course, Judge doubles now, and I'm not even making this claim, but it is funny that Judge doubles with no one on base. He's had multiple opportunities today to drive in runs, and of course, that hasn't happened. Oh, then a double play happened. I didn't see that.
586 XWO bacon, 96 average exit velo prior. So the quality of contact has indeed gone down.
Yes.
But who knows?
He wasn't going to maintain what he was doing. I understand that.
Yeah.
I worry because I think I've said this a couple of times before is that, yeah, the offense was great, but it was leaning on a couple of players whose runs I didn't really think were sustainable. There are not many players, really. The only player, Bellinger, is like the only guy who I expected some level of positive regression from,
Bite your tongue, Austin Wells, and he's delivered it.
I mean, but he's been around the same level the whole season so far. He's been right around 100 WRC plus basically all year.
He has a 120 WRC plus since your favorite date to measure Cody Bellinger's performance, April 20th.
Nice.
Bellinger coming into today had 117 over that same period.
I'm a little concerned that Austin Wells just doesn't walk anymore. It's
weird.
It's not great. Yeah, don't love that.
It's weird.
If Scar doesn't ground to that double play, there could have been some noise this inning. Oh well. Anyway,
should we talk about Will Warren?
I don't really want to.
I don't think today is a very fair day off of which to judge Will Warren.
Vivas just drove in a run.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
Wow, it's 7-5. Man, okay. So
It's 7-5?
I need to event right now because this game
Okay.
being 7-5 right now, this is going to be another game. This is going to be another game like all the games where if a couple things could have just gone a little differently, like Cookie Carrasco coming in to pitch, like why? I get why, but why? Errors up the infield when Warren was pitching. I mean, there's so many things that could have made this game very winnable. Very, very winnable. And now Ben Rice is pinch hitting.
So the internet is telling me that Will Warren allowed a 98.3 average exit velocity today. And that just doesn't seem possible.
Average, that seems weird. There was definitely some soft contact in there. But there were some balls hit pretty hard too. So I don't know.
What I can tell you is Will Warren, for much of today's game, was doing very little to help himself, but also getting no help whatsoever. And I feel bad for him. And the biggest reason why there's no way the Yankees should be losing this game
Oh my gosh.
in the way that they are is because Will Warren had a 3.02 Sierra and like 2.05 or something, 2.17 xFIP today. Like, he got dinked to death. And I don't know where those high exit velocities came in.
He allowed 10 hard hit balls today.
But he also got dinked to death, and we all watched it happen. Like,
sure, but at a certain point, that's going to balance out. I mean, he got hit hard today. I think trying to say otherwise is just the gaslighting.
The inning where the Rays got to 5 runs and like no ball left the infield,
I get that,
was ridiculous.
but he's honestly, in a sense, lucky. He's a little bit lucky in his own right too. If you're allowing that much hard contact with that many walks, I mean, like, I don't know how many did he walk? He walked a few. He walked 3 in 4 2/3. But I mean, and he got 8 Ks, so that'll mitigate some of that. But I mean, man, I don't know. I think the outing looks appropriate to how he pitched.
That's not what the advanced stats would say.
But is that taking into account quality of contact? XFIP doesn't. Or no, XFIP does, doesn't it?
XFIP doesn't. It just normalizes the home run per fly ball, but doesn't Sierra?
Honestly, man, I don't know. You might be more versed than I'm still kind of watching this game now. I didn't want to. I had to look it up, and now it's 7-5. And
I can't
Ben Rice walked, and then Peraza got out on 1 pitch. So
yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Was that the 9th?
No, that's the 8th.
Oh goodness.
So it's 7-8, 7-8, 7-5. I mean, what am I saying? 7-5. Oh, well.
So what would you have them do with Will Warren?
Oh, I don't think they have a choice. They have to keep it. I mean, like, do you mean what should his strategy be, or I mean, what do I think like roster wise we should do with him?
Both.
I mean, roster wise, in an ideal world, he wouldn't be here right now. That's obvious. I mean, he has not had sustained success at AAA yet. You'd want to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feel bad for him.
But there aren't many options right now. I don't really know. They have no choice. I don't know. There is nothing in terms of strategy. He's got to pitch better. Like, I know it sounds dumb, but we were talking in the group a lot today about, you know, being aggressive, but then not throwing it right down the middle. Like, there's just so many things. It just seems like he needs to learn how to be a better pitcher. That's really what it comes down to: being able to spot pitches, being able to be aggressive without just throwing it right down the middle every time, being able to hit the corners sometimes without walking everybody and falling behind. Like, pitching to lefties better. Certainly.
Pitching to lefties better for sure. I don't know. I find it hard to look at a start in which
Peraza hit that 108. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Sorry.
I find it hard to look at a start in which he struck out 8 guys in 4 2/3 and there was a 429 BABIP going on behind him, compounded by at least 1 error. And we just go, yeah, it's Will Warren's fault.
No, but so many of his starts seem to look like that. And we're ignoring 10 hard hit balls in 4 and 2/3 innings. That's not nothing, man. It's just not.
It's not nothing. It's not. But look, I'm not saying Will Warren should be absolved of any guilt, but I am saying that, like, it would have been extremely, extremely easy for this outing to look very different.
I guess, but like this is at a certain point, it's like a trend with Will Warren. Look at his minor league stats last year. It looks very similar. His whole minor league season last year looks similar to this outing. For like, I mean, really good Ks, walks are somewhat under control, really high ERA.
I want to point out that half those hard hit balls had negative launch angles too.
Okay. That's fair. I'm with you. I like Will Warren stuff. I think he's good. I think there's some weird things with lefties. I think there's weird stuff with how his velocity just isn't there after like 50 pitches. Like he came out of the gate throwing like 93, 94, hit 95 a few times. By the end of his outing,
Quickly
he was
is
91,
not
92.
doing that. Yeah.
That's concerning and weird. I don't think he's ready to be pitching in the major leagues.
I think that's probably true.
Yeah. And I mean, you don't really have a choice. So there he is. I mean, he's not even, ironically, the last guy. He's like fourth string. I mean, Carrasco's behind him still for me. I'd rather have Will Warren in there. So, yeah, it's not like there's no point to talk about it. He's going to be here. Yeah. So the rotation is a very big issue.
Yeah, like we were talking about how the Orioles pitching problems are existential. The Yankees pitching problems may be existential. Just from the complete lack of, well, not complete lack, but the lack of guys who inspire trust after
two people,
Rodon and Fried, and depending how you feel about Clark Schmidt.
Yeah, Clark's got to be healthy, man. Clark has not been healthy for a while now.
Clark getting scratched sucks. Yeah.
And Clark getting scratched kind of screwed this whole chain of games up too.
Yep.
Because today you had to bring Cookie in today. You had to do it because your bullpen shot from yesterday, and Cookie gives up 3 runs, and now it's a 7-5. Like this could have been a game without that, and you had to probably push Warren. They brought Warren back out for whatever inning. I don't know if he gave up a run that inning. I don't even remember, but actually I don't think he did. But he was at a high pitch count. He threw a
lot more pitches than you would think Will Warren would throw.
Yes. Yeah. So it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to, and it could be as simple as even if just Clark just is healthy and pitches well, and you have that solid 3, that makes it so much better. It just right now it feels like more times than not we're dealing with a bad start, and that's a tough place to be. And it puts so much pressure on Fried and Rodon to be freaking amazing every time out too. Like if one of them has a bad turn through the rotation, that's now 4 out of 5 games that we're just, you got to smash the ball to win. And the offense is starting to decline a little bit. So it's a recipe for some tough times.
I mean, they do got to smash the ball as a general rule.
They do, but it would be nice to win some games sometimes where they don't.
JC Escarra is playing third base.
What? Oh yeah, he is. You're right. He's done that before.
Yes.
Yeah. He was not a catcher. Like catching is.
He wasn't a catcher, but he was a third baseman.
I pulled that out of my butt. I just know he wasn't a catcher, so I assume he must have played third base if they're doing that.
I guess.
Man, if he hasn't, that'll show you just how.
It just smacks of like Brian Mitchell to me. You remember that? The Brian Mitchell. I remember Brian Mitchell Waxahachie swap.
No, I don't remember.
It was an extra inning game. In my brain, it happened in Tampa, but it didn't happen in Tampa because I was reading about it the other day.
He
but
played
it was
third
20
base last year.
Oh, okay.
He played 19 games of third base last season.
Okay. It was 2017. And there was like an extra inning game, and Girardi wanted to take Mitchell out, put in a righty, and then put Mitchell back in. Or Mitchell was left-handed, right? Or whatever it was.
No, Brian Mitchell's right-handed.
Yeah. He wanted to take out Mitchell, put in a lefty, and then put Mitchell back in. So he had him play like half an inning at first base. And I will never forget it.
Oh, yeah.
truly
Wait, no.
formative moment.
I do kind of remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like he had started because this was back when they really wanted him to work out, and he kept blowing up early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't thought about that in a long time. Brian Mitchell.
Brian
Jeez.
Mitchell. Are you ready? Guy with 2 first names. Are you ready to watch the Yankees face a bunch of former Yankees in the next week?
Were they playing the Padres? Who's on the Padres?
So Mike King is starting for
Oh,
the
well, yeah,
Padres
King. Yes,
on
yeah.
Tuesday.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Then, if Roster Resource has it right, they will face JP Sears and Luis Severino on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, fun. Padres have some other guys that I think Brito is hurt or down or something, and then they were starting the other one.
Randy Vasquez pitched today.
Randy Vasquez.
Yeah.
Okay. He's had such a weird season. He does not get strikeouts. It's like bizarre how few strikeouts that guy gets.
Yeah, he came into today with a 3.9 ERA and I guess he didn't start today. I misread a leaderboard earlier. He came into today with a 3.9 ERA and 3.62 strikeouts per 9.
Yeah, that's Tim Hillian, even lower.
You can't be doing that, Randall.
No.
But yeah, he's made 7 starts, which like
they are starting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is surprising kind of, but yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's been a tough week. The Yankees lost some games where they didn't score nearly enough runs. They limited offenses at various times to outputs that should have allowed them to win games and failed to win those games. And then today, independent of all the other stuff, I maintain if the other team hits 483 on balls in play, you have to chalk a decent amount of what happened up to luck. And like that's a recipe for a week that sucks. And then, put all the injury stuff on top of that. I think what's the balance that it's hard to strike. I just found out Tyler Wade has a 132 WRC plus. We'll see him this week.
How many at bats?
53 plate appearances, and he has a 448 BABIP, but he's also walking 15% of the time, which is kind of a thing he does.
There was a time when I believed in, this is like a long time ago, but when I had some high hopes for Tyler Wade as a utility guy who walked a ton and just stole bases and everything, because that's what he did in the minor leagues.
And he walked a decent amount as a Yankee for a period there.
I don't remember that really.
He had, in obviously limited exposure, he had a 10.9% walk rate from 2019 to 21, 358 plate appearances.
Look at that.
He also hit that 1 home run in 2020. Well, he also hit other home runs, but there's one in particular that I'm thinking of. Anyway,
this is a mildly exciting bottom of the 9th inning coming up here. Mildly 7-5, top of the order. Pete Fairbanks, we got Grish, then we got Judge, or is it Judge? Yeah, Judge, and then Bellinger.
All right, Bellinger, who hit a home run today.
He did. It was a good swing.
Yep.
He has legitimately. He interspersed with some awful swings. Like I think it was yesterday. He hit 4 balls legitimately hard in the air. Each time. Yeah. And he got bad luck on 3 of them.
Yep. And then one was like hit to the moon.
But yeah. He had a single, but yes. He hit that one straight up in the air.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It was like if you combined those first 3 fly balls into one fly ball, like all the characteristics, it would have been a great hit. The first one he hit really hard, but he hit to the wrong part of the field. Second one, it was straight up underneath. Yeah. And the third one was too low. Yeah. It was hard enough. So, yeah.
So
I think he could be okay. I think he will be an above average hitter before the year is over. That doesn't make
he's showing signs of life for sure.
Yeah.
I think the balance that it's hard for a strike, particularly in the middle of an intensely frustrating baseball game, is there are things that happen this week that are very concerning for the Yankees, namely the injuries.
Yeah.
There are things that happen this week that just suck to watch as fans, namely the games. So when we say we're concerned about the direction of the season, and we say that after the week that just happened, it's not just a reaction to the games that happened between teeing off on Kyle Gibson and whatever happens in this bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
And I think that's the balance that it's challenging to strike in this situation.
They can win they could come back and win this game right now. I am still very concerned
Yeah.
about a lot of things that are going to happen.
Yeah.
Unlike that, that's Twitter won't behave that way, and I think that's why
No.
it's so bipolar, because they can
Yeah.
win this game and they're like, oh, all's good again, and then when things aren't good again, they're like, oh wow, that is just everything flipped again. It's like, no, man, it's not how that works.
Yeah. It's the Whipple always had the comment that when a team is playing well, it feels like they're never going to lose again. And when a team is playing poorly, it feels like they're never going to win again. And that, I think, is just how a lot of fans understand baseball to work. But they don't realize the feel part. They just believe that the team will never lose again or never win again, or, you know, whatever. Like, remember at the beginning of last season when the Yankees were playing so well and people were saying things like, oh, it's the Juan Soto effect. Like, he's encouraging guys to like play through injuries and stuff. Like, there's just insane stuff out there. It's like, no, just sometimes the baseball game goes well. I don't know.
Yeah, the takes that'll happen on either end of this, but like, you have one bad game, like the existential like crises that it puts into fans when even a bad, like I sent that tweet earlier. People, for some reason, just today's bad start brought up a whole talk about Corey Seager again. And it's like, dude, that's so old. Every loss is just like, remember Corey Seager, remember Bryce Harper. And it's like, okay, you do this every time they're losing a game. Like, it's,
because they would never lose if those guys were there, obviously.
No, couldn't be possible. Well, we lost.
Well,
not actually, but it's about to be over.
Okay.
Alas.
Also, I don't want to say Bryce Harper's bad because he's not, but Bryce Harper only came into today with a 113 WRC plus. So like,
no one has said that one specifically. I just threw that out there. I mean, people have said it in the past, but not like today.
Not this year. Yeah.
I did see the Corey Seager one today, though, which is just
I'm sure. It's awesome. I like when the people who get mad that the Yankees are always hurt are the Corey Seager advocates.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's his thing. If being injured is anyone's thing, it's Corey Seager's.
He's been healthier than I thought he would be during the course of this contract so far. But
yes.
Yeah. He hasn't missed any like major time, I don't think.
He played in 119 games in 23 and 123 in 24.
Yeah, he doesn't play full seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the Yankees have the Padres and the A's this week. Padres at home, A's on the road. That kicks off.
It's crazy how they're doing this, man.
West Coast trip.
Yeah. Well, they go West Coast, then they come back home, then they go back to the damn West Coast right after it. I don't know why the hell they made them do that.
It's crazy. It is so bad. Yeah. It's A's Mariners, then home series against Mets and Rangers, then away series Colorado and both LA teams. It's I don't know if any scheduling has ever made less sense.
It's
West Coast trips always suck. That's pretty much all I got on that.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Just like survive. I don't know. Like the thing is,
so no one's playing that well. No team is playing that well.
They lose today. They go to 19 and 15. They're still the only team in the American League East that's over 500. They still have what will be a plus 52 run differential, which is third in baseball and first in the AL. Like, whether you think that was from unsustainable performance or what, like, they are not doomed by any means. We're still talking about a first place team, and they're going to need to probably be creative in how they deploy their players, which maybe the JC Escarra thing is indicative of that. Maybe Ben Rice is going to catch some. I don't know. I wouldn't really support it. I know you wouldn't either, but like,
no,
they're going to have to do some stuff. Pitchers are just going to have to perform better than they have to this point, namely the guys not named Carlos Rodon and Max Fried.
Yeah.
But in the same, just as it's the case that their discouraging signs, this team also has the capability to be quite good. And that is, I think that's going to be the story of this season, is they're able to win a lot of games. It's just a question of if they'll do so. And to this point, they haven't won nearly as many games as it feels like they ought to have. And to your point, that may come back to bite them.
Yeah, I fear that it does. Because what they're like leading baseball in WAR right now. Like what?
Yeah.
You know, it makes no sense. Oh, Cody struck out. Okay, game's over.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah, I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's early enough in the season where, okay, so they didn't milk enough wins from what they did. If they're truly not a good team, it wouldn't have mattered if they had won like 3 or 4 more games. Or whatever, you know what I mean? Like if they're actually just a bad team, that wasn't going to make a difference.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So, but it'll be annoying if it's like they're an okay team, they're good, and you're on that edge, and then you know you're a few wins away at the end of the season or something. But that's every season. That's how baseball always goes. At the end of every season, when it's close, you look back at a whole bunch of games that you could have won. It's just tough with this team because it's just there isn't a lot of like back of the baseball card type offensive performances or starting pitching performances that we can look and say, well, this will definitely normalize into a place that we can expect it to be good. It's a lot of dreaming.
Well, it's a lot of health,
but
too.
dreaming. Look, we can look at metrics on Ben Rice and Trent Grisham and say, yeah, they're playing great, but there's no history of Trent Grisham being this level of player. There's no history of Ben Rice being this level of player.
But it's also like, it's fine for Trent Grisham not to have a 200 WRC plus if.
But that's what was driving the
Luis
team. Was
Heel
absurd.
is there.
Okay, yeah, but yeah,
you know, like that's.
But Luis Heel, do we really? I don't believe in Luis Heel, man.
You don't believe in Luis Heel more than you believe in Will Warren and Carlos Carrasco?
So yeah, absolutely, I do. But I don't. I mean, I think he's far from like a, oh, good, we got a solid pitcher. Like he's we've talked about him. He survived on pure stuff last year. If that goes down at all, he's screwed. He's screwed.
Yeah, no, that's true. But if you gave me that lottery ticket tomorrow, I'm absolutely cashing it in.
What do you mean? What lottery? That Heel be better?
Like if you just gave me Luis Heel's healthy tomorrow, you can ride with what you have, or you can replace someone with Luis Heel. Like I'm absolutely riding with Luis Heel.
That? Who's not saying that? I'm not.
I don't know, but like I think we could still be excited about guys coming back, even if those guys aren't Aaron Judge. Like,
no, sure. I don't. Does that? I don't know. I guess
Luis Heel moves the needle for me. Giancarlo Stanton moves the needle for me.
Sure. Yeah. I don't see really though. I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know that they do.
Absolutely.
For me.
Like without question.
Stanton maybe, but then there is the question of how the playing time works out if you've been relying on Ben Rice for that much. But and Heel certainly does, considering how bad the rest of the rotation is. I've been wary about Luis Heel in general. It would seem disingenuous of me to now say, oh, thank God we got Heel back, because I've been sounding the alarm on Luis Heel even as recently as last year.
No, I think it's fair to say Luis Heel has. Or it's fair to say that in Luis Heel's profile, there are concerning things, but like that's different from Carlos Carrasco, whose whole profile is concerning.
Sure, but I'm not saying that. But like saying he's better than Carlos Carrasco is such a low bar. That's nothing.
I think Luis Heel will pitch innings at an above average run preventing rate. And I don't think it's weird to believe that.
I don't know if a guy coming off arm injury like that, whose stuff was, I don't know. I really don't know. I think I don't
know it.
I think he's a bigger wild card than you're
I think it's reasonable to believe.
I think he's a bigger wild card than he is being believed to be, but that's fine. I could be wrong.
That may be.
Could be.
I'm gonna get here. Let's do this. If Luis Heel throws 80 or more innings with an ERA minus below 100, you have to get "God bless me" tattooed right here.
I'm not doing that. So
why?
What do you mean why? No, that's not happening. I'm not making any bet to get tattooed on my freaking neck.
Okay, if he pitches 80 or more innings with an ERA below 2, His ERA starts with a
An
1.
ERA below 2.
Yeah.
80 innings.
80 innings with
I'll
an
get
ERA.
I'll get a henna tattoo. I'll get a temporary tattoo.
Okay.
That
If
says,
he
"God
pitches
bless
80
me."
or more innings with an ERA below 1.5, you get "God bless me."
There is no
tattooed right
outcome
here.
where I am risking. I mean, I can just say yes because I won't do it. I mean, sure, yeah. Yes, I'll do that. God bless me. I mean, for one thing, you're not leveraging anything. Why would I take this risk? What would I get out of this? What do I get out of making
name your
this bet?
terms? What do you want?
I don't know. You got to get. I don't know. I actually have nothing funny. I love Alex Verdugo. No, you think a tattoo of Alex Verdugo and Cody Bellinger hugging each other on your arm.
But I'm proposing the far less likely thing. So shouldn't there be like an odd situation here? Like whatever I'm staking should be less value.
I don't care about this bet. I gotta be honest. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Well, Steve, let's get into confidence. Your confidence out of 10 in the New York Yankees. It sounds like 2, 3.
2? No. No, I am going to go down though.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair. Mainly if I'm being, most of my coming down is Jazz Chisholm, honestly. Just that's the biggest, most tangible thing. Everything else has kind of been already happening for the season. So I'm going to say 7.7.
Yeah. I think that's about reasonable. I'll go 7.8 just to show that I'm the positive one.
That's the thing is, at the end of the day here, all this talk, I like to talk. We talk. And you get labeled as the positive person. Our confidence rating is like the same thing almost every single episode.
People are going to start calling you Doomer Steve.
That's fine. I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen eventually on this pod when I said yes.
Trivia before we go. The Yankees have 2 hits this year that had negative win probability impacts. How? It's actually a really simple explanation, but
base hits that had negative win probability. So
yes,
somebody gets thrown out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
it's one is Bellinger out at home, one is Dominguez out at second.
I was gonna say that's the only way that can possibly happen.
Yeah. And it's negative 0.01. But anyway, you want a trivia for your friends. There you go. Yankees Files podcast. Anyway, Steve, I gotta go edit this episode and get my life in order. Any parting shots from you?
No, I hope things get better. Based on the way things go, it'll probably get better for no reason at all, because that's baseball. They'll probably just have a good stretch somewhere in here and it'll be fun and everything will be fine. Sure. What do you got?
What I got is the Yankees are better than they've been in the past week. And that's pretty clearly true.
I believe that.
And also Clark Schmidt's going to be fine. And also Luis Gil's going to be better than you think he's going to be. And also,
I didn't tell you how good I think he would be.
Yeah, you kind of did.
I just said I'm worried about him. That's all.
Yep. Show don't tell.
Okay. Put words in my mouth, man. I didn't say anything about him. I just said I'm worried about him. That's all.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think it's too early to worry about the team generally.
The overarching
there are things that they'll need to figure out, but yeah.
If the team was a bad team, these short stretch, it's not going to matter. They're a bad team. I mean, it'll that will bear itself out. If they're a good team, it will bear itself out. I do firmly believe that. So, yeah,
absolutely. Well, on that festive and jolly note,
Aaron Judge is amazing. Let's just say that. Aaron Judge is watching
rules.
him is the most amazing thing I have ever watched in baseball. As an actual baseball fan, I was alive when Barry Bonds played. I was not watching him play every day. This is the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. It's a shame the team has been winning a little bit more during this stretch, but it's great.
So Aaron Judge has 2 full seasons, 2022 and 2024, in which he hit 300, 400, 600 or better. He hit 300, 400, 700 in 2024. He's currently hitting 400, 500, 700.
Yeah, it's
which is crazy. The guy has a 263 WRC plus. this is
Yeah,
if you
it's
ever
not, he's not going to hit 400.
No,
it's not going to happen.
He's not going to hit 400. He has a 500 BABIP. He's not going to hit 400. He's not going to have a 263 WRC plus. But he was 218 last year. If you're too young to remember what Barry Bonds was like, here you go. None of us got to watch Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Here you go. None of us got to watch, well, some of us listening to this podcast, not us, got to watch Mickey Mantle. Here you go. Like, this is...
He's closer to Babe Ruth or something. That Barry Bonds, frankly, is still in a whole different league. That's the crazy thing.
Well, but, I mean, like, so like
Judge, from a league adjusted thing, not quite as much, but his raw output it'll just never be matched, man.
Watch out, because now you're going to be arguing that Albert Pujols is actually a better hitter than Aaron Judge.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Raw, it's a whole different way of looking at it, because it doesn't take into account that. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, you can keep up with everything we do at yankeesfiles.com. You can find us on Twitter, where we are at Yankees Files. Podcast goes up wherever you get your podcast, with the added bonus of video if you are listening on Spotify. Video podcast also goes up at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@crosstownsports. If you enjoy the podcast, we hope you engage with it in ways that show that, like, subscribe, comment, etc. If you don't, we hope you just listen to it a bunch of times and juice our numbers. We'll be back similar time, similar place next week to recap the series against San Diego and not Oakland. And until then, let's go Yankees.